It's time to go!
Our players are getting paid like big bucks and feeling lazy at the moment, right? If you're getting paid 200 quid a week, you got a contract for 5 years. Like Sancho, for instance, like if the rumors are true, you know, either you play as a professional or you just come there, rock up for the paycheck. But anyway, I want to hear from Montana, mate. How you doing?
Yes, I'm good. How about you guys?
Well, licking our wounds, my friend. How about you?
No, I'm good. Me, I'm used to this thing because actually I was speaking in another channel and I told them like the first game against Wolves, it felt like I was watching volleyball.
Yeah,
you know? That's why. Yeah, and I remember during Oli time, I wasn't really at that time. I was shook because I could see the players' body language. It wasn't there. The same thing that I'm seeing right now. That's why for me, I know the problem, regardless of what people are trying to say, that Tenag, it's not Tenag's problem, it's Tenag's problem. Because he took the job knowing that the Glazers are the owners. So you cannot say, oh, he was expecting the club to get sold and whatever. He was supposed to negotiate that before he was going to come in. And all this scapegoating. Actually, you know, before Sancho posted his message and said scapegoating, I didn't really get the point, but right now I get the point what he was meaning. Because we can't really pinpoint all the problems on the players. There's no system that is supposed to come from the manager. Then look at the players that he's selecting. I don't know what Pelestri has done. Yeah, today he was subbed in, but he didn't really pull any trees. But at the time when Anthony, for example, let us speak. What has Anthony really contributed? He's not a proficient player at creating goals, and he's not a goal threat. So what does he really give us? And just put yourself in a player's shoes, because one thing that we normally forget here is they are playing a game, but it's also a livelihood. So
True.
just like whatever we can feel like in our normal job, if we are all working in a team, and then you feel like one teammate is not pulling their socks, and then you're not even getting a look in, you log off.
Wow.
So now players have logged off, most of them. Look at Bruno. Actually, and I'll tell you another thing. I've never been a fan of Bruno ever since actually he came, because the first time when he came, everybody was hyping him up, but most of his goals contribution were penalties. Then on top of that, he has a bad body language that does never rub off well with people. Yeah,
Montana, my friend, you absolutely nailed it there, because there's something that I'm a big advocate of. You see this, right?
Yes.
You got to have, you know, if this is Ten Hag's football operation team with an analysis and coaches,
yes,
you need to have a link that links everything from the bottom to the top, right?
Exactly.
This link is broken. You don't have a core value. You don't have employee engagement. You don't have a belief, right?
Absolutely.
You don't have competent people that understands what these people are talking about.
Yes.
A well-oiled machine or any corporation will have, you know, a clear vision and a message coming down all the way from the board down to the mailroom.
Yes.
When you have that, when everyone is engaged and involved and understand which direction the company is going, then you have a more happy engagement. That's what called employee engagement and branding strategy. Right now, this has been the club's problem, because the Glazers is not communicating. They've been appointing manager after manager, like pedigree series, thinking that's paper over the cracks, right?
Yes.
Thinking that if we appoint this manager, the fans going to be quiet. They're going to jump on the gravy train. And after 2 years, we sack the manager, get a new one. But the problem hasn't been fixed. And that is this link and communication up here. This is what needs to be fixed. Forget about the league table. Forget about this season whatsoever. What you need to focus on is to repair this. Get those Glazes out. Get new structure management in that understands the vision of the manager. Appoint the right persons around here. Sporting director, a proper sporting director, not one on the paper like what's his name, John Murtaugh.
Yeah,
that is just a CV paper over the cracks. He's not a sporting director at all, right? Appoint a right CEO a footballing CEO. You know,
Actually, if I may ask, are you in the UK?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
He
'Cause
is.
the main reason what I was trying to say is I remember I was hearing that there was an initiative to welcome fans into the board, but then I never heard of that thing, because the average fan will tell the Glazers or whoever is responsible to on making decisions that is the basic thing. Get a manager who, regardless of what you tell him to work with, is going to get the basis right. Even if let's say even if you tell them, okay, we want this player for marketing, but he has to tell you that this player does not suit into my system because of A, B, C, and D. So you're gonna get the shirt sales like Ronaldo, but then if Ronaldo is not willing to press, what's that going to help the team?
Yeah. No, listen, mate, I'm just going back with the press conference when Tenag was asked the question, and he clearly said in the press conference, pre-presser, listen, my job here is to take a broken culture already, to try to fix it, to install discipline with the players. It's a long journey, my friends, right?
Actually,
it's a long journey, and we've been crying out for a disciplinary manager for a long time, to put some, I don't know.
That's a good point.
But the thing is, go ahead, Mick.
No, I was just gonna land on the rant and the point what I was starting to make, because if your fans think that getting a new ownership in and get instant result, you are absolutely deluded, because change management and any restructuring, any company or organization takes 2 to 3 years. You always have a 3-5 years vision plan where you build step by step, right?
Okay, that's good. The
first step was to get in the right manager with the right philosophy for him to build a football operation with the right analysis, with the right team coaches. Try to discipline it, but the next step is to everything above that house. You lay the foundation, but it has to go all the way up in the pyramid, up to the top. That's all I have to say.
Okay, my point to you is, how is Postecoglou doing that? Because
by getting if take City as an example. Just take City as a benchmark.
But City took 1 year.
Let me land.
Okay.
Let me land. When you get a Sheikh Yassim, Qatari or Middle Eastern, they always appoint the best in class. There are serial winners. They want to be the biggest, the best. They will do that in 1 year. If you go to Dubai, you visit Dubai this year, you come next year, and you say, I don't remember this building being here. No, because it wasn't. But they built it in 1 year, and it looks absolutely mint. Right? True. But City, on the other hand, nobody talks about the 150 points allegation of, cheating, right? They have no fans, empty head. We know it, right? Nobody talks about it, but everyone wants to slag Manchester United, right? The thing is that we need new owners to come in to work with Ten Hag. We need a proper, take Ajax as an example. The reason why Ajax was successful, because you had that triangle.
I'm sorry. Right. I need to just say something here, because
go ahead.
After what we've just seen, mate, I agree 100%. We need the Glazers out of the club. Cannot deny with that, and we need to rebuild. But at the end of the day, this performance was down to those people on the pitch. They make their own decisions. They didn't press. They don't move. They weren't tackling. There was no energy. There was no effort. There was no teamwork. There's no cohesion. So yeah, Ten Hag will do his bit in training. We don't know how well training's going. What we do see is 11 players stood on that pitch, who did next to nothing today. I'm sorry, there was too much passing it around the back, looking like game's over. It's what time's we might just get back in time to watch the Newcastle game, lads. It was shocking. So I'm sorry. For me, it was. Who's that? Sorry.
Don't you think that because the Glazers are so complacent in terms of they don't care about what the football operation is.
No,
they don't. They don't.
Don't you think it rubs off on some of the players? Like, okay, if my boss don't care about what
I'm not having it. At the end of the day, they are there to do a professional job, right? If you're in your job in a company and the guy at the top or the woman, the person at the top does a poor job, you still do your job to the best you can, and they are not doing it.
Yeah, but the thing is, Phil, you all got a point. But if you're working in a toxic environment company, you're not going to last long, because if you don't have
away the Glazers and the players.
Wait a minute. Let me land. If you can be the best employer ever, you can be the best salesperson ever, But if you're not having the backing from the board, you create a toxic environment. It's going to rub down to the staff.
Okay.
Everyone's going to be negative. You know what I mean?
Quick question.
Because why I'm saying this is because if we, for some reason, for somehow we get the new owners, the Qatar is coming, you would see everybody in the footballing team, that every player would step up their game, because at that point, right, they would want to play for something. I just feel like the mood is.
You shouldn't have to. You're playing for Manchester United.
But that's why I feel like if the owners don't care, some of these players don't really care, because all they see is the pay. Just the same way the Glazers see the club as a cash cow. Most of these players just see it as just for the pay. They don't even play for the badge. Some of them just act like, oh, I'm a Manchester United fan, or I play for the badge. But we all know it's not. It's just the pay.
Okay. D-Hub, listen, this is absolutely spot on what United Ready said. You know, the only difference is when Sir Alex was in charge, he ran it with his iron fist. The Glazers did not care. He had full control, right? Do you agree with that? We should not... ever since he left, nobody had the power, because there was a makeshift where Gill went and Sir Alex Furguson left. And there you have the likes of the bankers that came in, that took power and the control to the bankers. So ever since then, we've been struggling, to be honest, because they've been creating this toxic environment that rubs down all the way down to the playing staff and the core. Even Ronaldo came back. Remember, Ronaldo came back, 15 years later from leaving Manchester United? I don't know. How long was it, Phil?
That's 2008.
12 years later, and he was shocked. He said he was shocked because he came back. It's the same pool, the same gym. Nothing has changed and developed. Do you understand that they have not invested one single thing in the training ground ever since? Right? So ever since Sir Alex Furguson left, who had iron fist control, the club has gone down, tits up, to be honest. So of course it's going to rub down.
Yeah, but if you look at it now, there's a contrast there, because if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo coming back and saying all of that, why don't we have players who wants to? I kind of told the line of view here. Why don't we have players who wants to just be professional and do their job, irrespective of where? Because they're not playing for free. They get paid. They get paid more than most players in the Premier League. So they are not playing for free. I kind of told Phil's line there, because if they are really, irrespective of what the next person is doing, right, you should do your bit.
Big up. Big up. Listen.
On the flip side of that coin, you could say, okay, it's a team game. What the energy of one player will rub off on the other. So I really just want the Glazers gone, so we could actually know and put our peg on what exactly is the
That is exactly what I want to say. This is the biggest focus now, before the end of season, to get him out. That's what we can do as a fan base. I agree with Mark is saying. Ronaldo actually spoke the truth. He called him out. Ragnick called him out. Where is he now?
He spoke some truth.
Well, actually, finally, what I can say is you're holding on to a hopeless thing that will not happen. If you have read the news, they are holding on for 10 billion. And that's not happening. So
that's not correct.
For a long time.
That's not correct. That's media spin. That's just media spin. They're not holding on for 10.
I don't believe the club. I don't believe.
No. In this current financial crisis, you cannot ask for something that is not even worth 6 billion. To be honest, you know.
But what I'm trying to say is, the Glazers own the company now. According to the UK law, you cannot force an owner out, unless.
Yeah, but they are not they're a Cayman Island registered company. It's not UK, Cayman Island law.
No, I don't mean that way. I mean that they cannot force him the same way they forced Abramovich. They have.
No, of course not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in that case, there's no mechanism that the owners can be forced to leave.
No, it's up to them if they want to sell or not. But they went to the market. They went to the market because they're stint. They are broke.
I'm not arguing with that. What I'm trying to say is the system of play and the players that we are getting in, that's the manager's prerogative. Because what I was trying to say is there was no need to replace the gear. There was no need to go for who else did you Mount. that money could have been we would have brought
Yeah, I
in
understand.
Amrabat sooner and integrated him sooner. Now we are going to have to wait for him to get healed and then integrate him into the system. So
listen,
anyway,
I truly understand. I truly understand. But at the end of the day, guys, before I end the stream, we are not the manager. We are not the recruitment director. We don't pick the team. We are simply fans of the club that we love and we care, and we suffer when we lose, but we're here together to reflect. At the end of the day, Erik Ten Hag is not to blame if you look at it. Erik Ten Hag's role is to coach the team, to assemble the team. But if he's not getting the tools that he wants from the above, what is he gonna do? You know, you cannot cook a soup on nails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to cook a soup with the right ingredients. If you look at City, Pep Guardiola says, "I want this player." No problem. He gets the player. He gets every single player that he wants. Erik Ten Hag, Mourinho, everyone that came in and pointed, "I want this player." No, you're not going to have it. I want to have an upsized Big Mac, supersize. No, we're going to give you a Happy Meal with the toy. Are you happy? No. you get my point, mate. So
I do.
These Glazes needs to go ASAP. And what I'm saying, a restructure, a rebuild is actually going on right now, but it's happening on the pitch, right? The next step is new owners, new staff, new structure, right? Because you got to have a proper director of football that understands the vision of the manager. By doing so, the director of football will go and recruit the right type of player that fits the mold of that manager, right? And you got to have a CEO that is building that triangle that works in correlation. The CEO is more on the commercial side, but still a footballing brain. Guys, amazing. Don't forget to smash the like on this video. It's been a sad day to be a Manchester United fan, but we're kind of used to it, right, Phil?
At the moment, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, I did get a little bit more passionate because I'm sick of, the Glazers absolutely got to go. They're ruining the club. But at the end of the day, the players who turn up on the pitch is the ones who need to be blamed for this.
No excuses. We can point fingers at the Glazers, we can have excuses, but at the end of the day, it's the scoreboard that matters, isn't it? That is, the scoreboard never lies. 3-1 Brighton. We should pick ourselves up to Bayern and don't. I hope to God we make a result, because Bayern play Leverkusen, they drew. So they are there for the taking as well. And looking forward to meet Harry Kane, eh? Hey!
Can't wait.
Anyway, big up everyone that came in to have a say. Thank you so much, D-Hub United. Thank you everyone that's been in the house. Google this, it's been ages since I saw you. How are you doing, my friend? Mick, our manager, got schooled tonight. Brighton fielded their half the main team. Yeah, we played us off the pitch. De Zerbi came with a strategy, definitely. His tactic works. It worked. You got absolutely point, and we spoke about this in the stream as well. But anyway, therapy session, therapy army. Thank you for tuning in, Phil. Thank you for coming on as well. What's the rest of the evening looking for you? What's your comfort food for tonight?
I'm going to stick a movie on.
A movie?
Simple as that. Let's stick a movie on.
Let me guess. 3 weddings and 1 funeral.
No, this is Gone in 60 Seconds, something like that. A bit of action.
Or let's do Men in Black. Take this rod. Take this rod, Phil.
Something like that.
Let's do Men in Black. Take this rod, look into it, forget.
It's not going to
happen.
We've got to deal with this until Bayern, and then we'll deal with it again.
Yeah, anyway. Another ruined weekend. I know how we feel, fans. You know what? Listen, guys, let us know what you're going to do tonight. Top show, fellas. Thank you, Craig Warby. What do you do to lick your wounds? I'm personally not going to look at social media tonight. Not going to tweet. I'm not going to get this. No. I'm going to stay away because I know what the end result will be. I know what people are going to say. Right? I'm staying away.
I'm just going to give a closing statement for myself, at least. Let's see what Ten Hag can do when he's got all the players he's bought integrated and fit and ready to go. That's all I'm saying.
No football until Tuesday, and that's it. I have one more last statement before we go as well, Phil. no matter where, this is football, people. It's just a game. But United is our family, It hurts, definitely hurts. I'm a sore loser, but we'll be all right because we're playing football on Tuesday again. Come Monday, we'll be all giddy again, excited, a little bit delusional, but that's what it is. It's a game. It's football. Isn't it, Phil?
A little bit more than that, but yeah.
For some people, it's a religion. Listen, guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been amazing for all of you. Some people are going to have beer. Some people are going to have some pizza. Big up to all of you and the panel and the chat and VR. And thank you for coming in and tuning in. Thank you for sharing the thoughts. Thank you for calling in. I think it was a great idea to have a call-in show post-match. I really enjoyed that, like for you guys to come in and have your say. But anyway, this has been Mick Ruby here. Jace, apologize, he had to go. So he sends his love. See you on Wednesday as well, Jay Daly. And are we playing Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Are we playing Wednesday, Tuesday?
Bayern,
yeah.
Bayern's Tuesday, I think. Just give me 30 seconds and I'll be onto it. So now my head's just a bit mashed after today's game.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to personally put a pizza on. I'm going to put a chorizo pizza, pepperoni pizza. Going to walk my dog, clear my head, and forget that this day ever happened.
I'll tell you what when we're not playing on Thursday.
Thank you. We are not. You mentioned something.
Where's the next year? Istanbul or where? Chelsea fan. Yeah. Book the hotel. Put it in the diary, yeah.
They are playing Thursday.
We're playing Wednesday.
Yes, book your hotel.
Wednesday.
I'm looking forward for Wednesday. I'm going to book myself. Anyway, we see you on Wednesday, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please, take it easy. Love each other. Be nice to each other on the social. It's been Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV. Phil, my lovely Phil Standish. And we had Jay there.
Good night, guys.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night. See you. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV.